In my early years, maybe grade 2, grade 3, I was diagnosed with dyslexia and ADD. And grade 5, I had my first epilepsy episode here in Bolos during math period.
I am Annie Gamboa. I am a graduate from UANP under the Bachelor's of Arts in Early Child Education and Development. I've been teaching for about approximately 5 years. I teach kids with learning disabilities. So what I am going to share with you now is about my struggle with LD, specifically in dyslexia, dysgraphia, and ADD. And aside from that, I also had epilepsy, case of epilepsy when I was younger. So with the LD, I have reading, writing, and talking was a chore for me. Talking, I'm not saying talking with friends and family, talking specifically in front of an audience. So reading, writing, and speaking was a nightmare for me, especially in school. Going to school was difficult for me. Even waking up, thinking about it, I would panic, I would get anxious. Luckily, I had a mentor there who fought for me to stay in school, who explained to my parents that it was okay that I had that difficulty and not to pressure me, because the more I'm pressured, well, the more I won't be able to do well. There was this fear of not being able to graduate high school and even college, which I guess with the help of my parents, my friends, my whole family, I was able to accomplish. During my grade school and high school years, I had the way I thought of myself was very negative. I felt it was very humiliating and degrading. Forgive me for the word I'm going to use, but I felt very stupid. I spoke to other students in the guidance centers. I asked them, "Oh, how are you coping?" They would give me the same thing, and this, for me, I love helping other people. So this wanting to help them, I wanted to help them, but since I was in the same boat, who am I to help them with what they're going through? So come college, that drive was still there. That's why I took up education. And it was during my time in college where I met professors who understood my case without me even saying anything. For example, there's this one professor. He required us to give a written paragraph, and I passed mine early kasi, like what I said before, I hate writing. So the sooner I finish, the better. And when he just went through like a couple of sentences, he pulled me aside and asked me, "Miss Gamboa, do you have dyslexia?" I'm like, "Yeah, sir, how did you know?" "I see it with the way you write." So then he told me, "So that's why your test scores were well, lower than expected, even though they saw me spending the entire day in the library if I didn't have any class. They didn't naman give me special, privileges because of what I had, but they taught me that there are different ways to give out tests, to test to test what I learned. Like, I guess with my professors, they also taught me to further accept and be happy with who I am. And also they taught me strategies on how to cope with my LD, which made things easier, especially in college. So in college, I had to research on ways to cope with studying. Example, in memorizing something, I had to draw a lot. I had to write it down again and again and again. Or in terms, like, for example, they told me during lectures, they told me to either record or video them. So my full attention is on them and not writing down notes. And my notes will come later on with what I recorded. So that's one thing. And they told me, research in ways, strategies that could help cope with my learning disability, which I did, which worked. And it still does work since I use it with my students, and they've been using it regularly, which also helped. Well, reading, writing, speaking, that could easily be taught as long as you build the foundations. But what I want to teach them, aside from being holistic, empowered readers, is to also be sensitive to others and to accept the difference of others, especially people who have not just disabilities but deficiencies. From what I've gone through when I was younger, because I'm still young, when I was younger, is to empower reading, to empower students to love reading. And with reading, everything will follow. Academically okay, that will follow. With LD, well, it's not really thought of now, but the stigma throughout the years was they saw the students or the individuals as lazy. Sorry for the word, but bobo, stupid, which is not the case. Like what I said a while ago, every mind, every brain has a different psychological processing. Because of that, there are different outlets of expression, there are different outlets of testing, which I hope both parents and teachers can come to understand now. Why did I put up R.E.A.D? Okay, I guess the way I see it was my paying it forward from the help I've been given, from the support. And aside from that, I wanted to help those who had the same experiences than I had. And for me, that was the only way of achieving those goals. Support your kids. Don't let them see you. Especially when they get low grades, don't let them see you down, because kids are very sensitive and they pick up on these little body language or words that will trigger their self-esteem if it will go up or down. So it's just the support of parents.